Welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a genuine investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using strategic or compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video we're going to be looking at MMTLP and the latest developments as well as the latest updates with regard to correspondence between Knightsbridge Hydrocarbons and FINRA. We're also going to be looking at ticker symbol SOUN SoundHound AI. This is a stock that has been featured on a number of occasions on the channel, and there has been some good news, and we are also seeing a significant run in the stock into earnings, so stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here from CNBC, we can see the stock futures are inching lower on Tuesday as investors are now awaiting fresh inflation data. So in terms of the week going forward, we know that the S&P 500 is just off the highs in terms of what we saw last week, but in terms of the inflation, investors are focusing on the wholesale inventories data and also the personal consumption expenditure reading, which is going to be for January, and this is going to be the key event on Thursday in terms of how the Fed prefers to measure inflation. And in other news, we know that the crypto rally is still continuing, so shout out here to Watch Your Guru, who posted total spot just in Bitcoin ETF trading volume has surpassed $3 billion for the second day in a row. So we can see significant holders of this ETF include BlackRock, Grayscale, Fidelity, ARK Invest in, as well as a number of others. And finally, a post I'd like to share with you from Quiver Quantitative tagging in Mr. Beast, and the key thing here is Mr. Beast quickly deleted this post, but what he did post was about Nancy Pelosi, and what he stated is that it is a little sad that an active member of Congress can cause billions of dollars of a stock to shift like this. Now I know he's talking about the recent acquisition by Nancy Pelosi in the stock market, which did cause this particular stock to go quite significantly. We have been looking at that, and he's also stated here the fact that they get intel before the rest of America and are constantly tempted not to make millions of it is just a situation we shouldn't be putting up with, and it seems stupid. So he's also finished off by saying I'll be paying for them more and more and they are not able to invest or some other solution. So he does have a point, but that for some reason he did delete this very quickly. Let's now have a look at news of the latest developments in terms of correspondence between Knightsbridge Hydrocarbons and FINRA. So shout out here to Jalen, who's tagged in Rare D and stated these correspondence letters from FINRA also reveal that FINRA lied in a number of obviously public FAQs that we saw about MMTLP and possibly lied to a judge while under oath with regard to the Rosa Twill case. So again, significant information here and significant allegations. So again, credit and shout out here to Rare DD for finding this particular link. So if we go to the FINRA page, we can see here FINRA added on April the 18th, 2023 in their media center page, new release and statements for the correspondence with Knightsbridge Hydrocarbons, copies of letters shared between them and Knightsbridge Hydrocarbons going back from April the 18th, 2023 all the way to February the 5th, 2024. So the good news about this is we know that Knightsbridge Hydrocarbons and in particular Greg McCabe have been quite active in corresponding with FINRA to resolve this matter, but it certainly looks like FINRA are very hesitant to provide the information that is required. Let's now have a look at one of these important letters that has been shared, which is from Greg McCabe to FINRA. So we can see here dated January the 23rd, 2024, addressed to Mr. Robert Colby, the Executive Vice President and Chief Legal Officer. What Greg has stated is, first of all, we can see he states that Knightsbridge Hydrocarbons has been gathering significant information with regard to data imbalance in the shareholder ledger. He's also stated early results of their data gathering suggest a number considerably higher than the 2.6 million shared in terms of the FINRA FAQs. So certainly a strong suggestion that FINRA's information is incorrect, misleading and potentially a lie. And he's also stated, per your request, and the investment banking firm representing Knightsbridge Hydrocarbons on our proposed S1 has received several inbound calls from financial institutions needing to buy our shares. Key thing they're needing to, obviously they need to cover their positions to get their books in balance. So it certainly seems like some financial institutions are trying to do the right thing, but it looks like there are hurdles out there. So one of the inquiries, this is interesting, was of a size so large that I requested to be on the call with this group. And he's also stated, I have knowledge of an admitted shareholder imbalance from one single financial institution that is multiples more than 2.65 million shares. So if we were to speculate on this, multiples of 2.6 million shares could be more than 8, 9, 10 million shares, and that is from one shareholder. So that is staggering. So no wonder FINRA certainly seem to be very, very persistent in trying to hide the data and the information. So Greg has also stated we continue to collect additional data, and he's gone on to say there is a significant disconnect between our growing data and FINRA's stated number of 2.65 million shares outstanding with short interest. He believes that this actually now highlights the need for a more exhaustive review of the total shares in all accounts through the categories of security, long or short, onshore or offshore, so obviously international and USA, and by parties registered with FINRA or not registered with FINRA. So we need a complete overhaul and investigation of everything here. So he states here, and this is something that is in the favor of the shareholders like myself and everybody out there. The ultimate goal of the investigation is to make sure that every single shareholder who purchased MMTLP has the corresponding 1-for-1 share of Nexbridge Hydrocarbons, and many people do not have that right now, and that was a promise. So furthermore, any party that sold shares short of MMTLP or were short on Torchlight Energy and carried that short position through to the merger with Metamaterials have not provided corresponding sold share to the rightful owner. So it looks like it fails to deliver there. And obviously in terms of the other part here, they've said they purchased those shares they sold without a borrow to deliver to the rightful owners. So if you remember, FINRA's official position was to avoid uncertainty. We have huge amount of uncertainty here. FINRA's original position was also to make sure that everybody gets their share, and we can see that we have absolute and total chaos, and almost everybody holding this has not got their share, apart from the ones obviously who have transferred to AST, but I believe there are many more who haven't. Now have a look at the response from FINRA to Greg McCabe, and what they stated here. Shout out to KJ Forever, who stated FINRA would write a letter requesting names and numbers of shares from brokers so they could possibly CYI on their end. Oh wait, what's this? So it looks like FINRA asking for information that they should already have, and certainly seems like passing the book to me. I finally like to finish off by having a look at tick symbol SOUN, also known as SoundHound AI. This is a stock that has been featured on a number of occasions on the channel, and is also a stock that we have been watching in the Discord and sharing information with regard to it. So let's have a look at the 1 month chart. So we can see this over the previous month is up in excess of 265%. Close of play on the previous date was up in excess of 19.3%, and it also was up in the after hours. So great news for everybody holding SoundHound. And if you go ahead and check some of my earlier videos, I did invest in this stock, so I'm going to share with you details of my investment shortly. So what we can see here in terms of the news, shout out here to Investor Place, who stated the key date for your diary is February the 29th. So basically we're almost there now. So they are expected to report earnings on February the 19th, so investors will be watching this closely. I am expecting positive news, and if it is positive, the stock could certainly look to a potential breakout, but obviously this is still considered as a penny stock, so high risk, high reward. And in the previous news that we shared with regard to SoundHound was obviously a significant investment from Nvidia, who have purchased shares in SoundHound, and that was also obviously covered on the channel. And what we can also see here that Investor Place have stated with regard to 7 stocks that have the best chance of 20x in the next decade. And we can see here that SoundHound also is on that list because Nvidia did acquire $3.7 million worth of shares. So significant news there. So in the Discord I did share my initial buy, and I invested some shares in SoundHound at $2.06, and I stated to the Discord member this was a significant medium to short-term hold. and what I did in the after hours, I did take profit, so I have sold my shares in SoundHound, but that does not necessarily mean I don't believe the company is solid. One of the reasons why I've done that is obviously to protect profits. I did get a return of approximately 264%. Quite happy with that, and we'll certainly be looking to reinvest in this if there is a pullback. But again, as normally happens on many occasions, once a person does sell, you do see the stock continue to go up and up, but that's something that you need to try and avoid when you're trading on the stock market. Profit is profit. And finally, if you would like to get a copy of our weekly watch list and get a copy of the buy and sell alerts, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.